The finals just got its brand new Season 3.0 patch notes. We also got some updates with some issues that are happening with the new patch, as well as what's going on with the Season 3 starter pack and soundtrack. Additionally, we have a stealth change for new players. That's definitely going to have a ton of discussion around it in the coming days, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Okay, so as always, we'll jump into the patch notes first thing here. Now, I'm going to do my best to summarize this patch notes as there is a ton of stuff to cover with it. However, if I went over every single detail and didn't summarize it for you, we would be here for about 40 minutes. So I'm going to do my best there to summarize that overall. First up, we'll jump over to the Discord opening statement, which is actually fairly short this time from Embark Oscar, who went over saying the system has been reset. Today marks a fresh start in the arena with Season 3 new weapons, new battle pass, world tour, new ranked experience, and more. And then with that, they linked the patch notes. Now, everything here has been gone over a ton, like drawing the new world tour, as well as the new map. They talk about that new addition to ranked, which is terminal attack, as well as those 3 new weapons, recurve bow, dual blades, and spear, and the new tools, thermal bow, and winch claw. They went on here to say that they have an action-packed season full of fun rewards, amazing cosmetics, and so much more. Of course, they did introduce that text chat. However, currently it seems like text chat is actually only limited to PC players, so you'll only be able to communicate if you are on PC via text chat. Again, I'm not sure there if the console players can actually see text chat in general, or if they only cannot use it currently. Again, if any of you console players have been on there, let me know if you've seen anybody type through text chat. They've also went on to say here it's in the early stages, but they've also added a dedicated spectator spot for private matches. And this is for better matches as well as private tournaments. Now let's jump into the actual patch notes itself. What got nerfed, what got changed. Again, I'll leave on screen the actual change, but I'm going to summarize that overall. They are fairly detailed. We do have some balance changes to the classes overall, where Light's health regen delay was decreased from 10 to 7 seconds. The dev note here basically says this will not happen in terminal attack, so you get that faster health regen. The same thing happened for medium, however, it is 10 to 9 seconds. Again, that will not apply in terminal attack. And the medium actually got its default loadout changed from healing beam to guardian turret and defibrillator to glitch trap. Heavy does remain unchanged for this patch note. Moving on to specialization. The Goo Gun now blocks movement specializations when hit. Winch Claw had its range decreased and its cooldown increased. I think they kind of saw how strong it was during the playtest. Jumping over to gadgets. Breach Charge and Data Reshaper both had their ammo count increased as well as their cooldowns increased. The Breach Charge specifically had its damage decreased. Gas Grenade had its radius increased. The Glitch Trap had an item rework here, where it now has a line of sight tether, which will apply the glitch effect, and in order to break that tether, you will need to get out of its line of sight. Goo Grenade also got a change here with larger goo walls, and they block movement specializations when hit, which applies specifically to evasive dash and grapple hook. Guardian Turret cooldown starts on destruction and can be remotely destroyed, so no longer walking up to it and picking it up or moving it. Motion Sensor is now also a line of sight tether for scanning. This did also get that item rework there. It's no longer a pulsing device, but a tether with line of sight, and you will break that once you get out of line of sight of it. Smoke Grenade got its ammo count increased, but its cooldown was also increased. Sonar Grenade got its detection radius increased. Stun Gun will block specializations under the glitch effect. Jumping over to weapons, which did actually get some big changes here. 9-3R has some easier to deal with recoil, although they did decrease the fire rate there. And they had some damage fall off adjustments, which increases that range before damage falls off. But at a further range, it will do less damage. The CL40 got its damage decreased and its fire rate increased. FAMAS also has some easier to deal with recoil and as well as its damage increased. We might see FAMAS come back into play there as far as the FCAR versus the AKM. The KS-23 is now faster with its pump action. Lewis Gun also did get some changes here. It has easier initial recoil, but its damage was decreased. LH1 got some better animations, its fire rate decreased, precision increased, and its damage increased. M60 had adjusted recoil and damage decreased, which was from 22 to 19. SH-1900 got its damage increased from 10 to 13 per pellet. However, both the fire rate got decreased and now they have larger bullet dispersion. So they're a bit less accurate there. Sledgehammer reduced the motion sickness. Throwing knives got some adjustments there to both the first and the second knife. Overall, they adjusted the projectile speeds of both of those and the air drag, with you needing to lead those a bit more at the current rate. However, that second projectile will go a bit faster, so you won't need to lead both of those. The V9S got its damage increased, which was from 36 to 37. Moving on to carryables. Glitch Barrel, Goo Barrel, and the Toxic Gas Barrel all got their radius decreased, which were all down to 3.5. However, for Goo, that was 2x6 down to 2x4. We did go over the changes for Terminal Attack, but I'll go over those very quickly. They have the Interact to deliver the key. They now have warm-up zones for both teams. Fair spawn sequence. They added notifications and icons for it. And of course, it is now the official mode for Rank. Of course, we got that new map, Kyoto, which is available in every mode: Quick Cash, Tournament, Banquet, Power Shift, and Terminal Attack. We had some content and bug fixes. Animation and audio had some various improvements and fixes there with that. Of course, I went over those career rank levels. They added 10 new ones. Fire will now be limited on its spread. Gameplay got a skippable elimination camera. The settings got a new volume slider for commentators. Here's a big change for the store: single item purchases enabled for previous bundles. I know I had a lot of comments and questions on that through my stream as well as a few videos. We went over this already, but they added text chat for the UI, customizations, and event log updates. And for security, they did update that aimbot detection once again. And there is a new feature here where in-game reporting feedback will inform players who report unfair gameplay when appropriate actions have been taken, which a lot of games do this to let you know that there's something going on with that. Now, there is an update here with some of the current situations going on with some of the servers and crashes. So Embark Dusty had a couple posts here, which the one was the build request failed, but this has now been solved. And they also fixed an issue with ranked score and the missing placement matches. There's also some crashes with these servers going on a bit earlier, but they have been able to stabilize those as of now. It looks like everything's been fixed as of right now, so if you had any issues earlier, that should all be good to go. They also did drop the OST for Season 3, so I'll be sure to include all the links for that. We also did get an update with the Season 3 starter pack. So what was data mined yesterday was correct. It was the actual Season 3 starter pack. However, this time around, it looks like the starter pack cannot be bought with multi-bucks anymore. With Season 2, you could have used multi-bucks to purchase the Season 3 starter pack, essentially getting that for free. However, this time around, they've had to make it so that you have to pay actual cash for it. So you can no longer use multi-bucks for the Season 3 starter pack. You will actually have to pay what you would have paid for those multi-bucks. It does make some sense there. They have been giving away a ton of stuff for free, so maybe they've had to do a bit of a pullback there. However, overall, again, if you're going to buy the Battle Pass and you don't have any multi-bucks, it's probably better to buy the Season 3 starter pack, and that way you get the multi-bucks back, and you can purchase both. So you'll get both the Season 3 starter pack as well as the Battle Pass, because you'll get enough for both, which is essentially quote-unquote the most profitable solution there. We do have some more marketing for the finals in general. This has been happening on Reddit itself, not just with, of course, the subreddit, but actual Reddit. So when you're scrolling through, you will see some advertisements, at least as of right now. This has happened every now and then. I've seen these pop up, but they do have one for Season 3. We have a bit of a controversial change here that I did want to go over that I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Terminal Attack right now is the only mode new players can play. So as of right now, if you just downloaded the game for the first time, you won't be able to play anything in quick play. Even in non-ranked mode, you will only be able to play Terminal Attack. You'll have to play 5 matches to unlock regular quick play, otherwise you'll just be able to play Terminal Attack mode. Again, that's not too many matches, but I'm not sure if the push there is the right decision with that. Especially because Terminal Attack is supposed to be the ranked decision there, and the ranked mode, so it seems like they want to push more players to that. Hopefully that's not to inflate data. That is just not a good change there. I definitely hope that gets reverted, as making TA the only playlist that you can play is a little bit rough. And as people said here, if TA was the first mode they were forced to play, they would have never got into the game. I really don't think it showcases the good side of the finals, so I hope that is changed sometime soon. That should about cover for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.